Hello and welcome. This is Laura K. Ellis, bringing you another lesson today. And I wanted to talk about realigning your views of your current reality. So, all of us have deep-rooted assumptions. We'll call them assumptions. And one of the most common I have found is the belief that happiness is found outside of ourselves. And I see it all the time. And individuals do this in relationships all the time. They're seeking something that they feel is missing. And of course, that's all based on past programming, from childhood and beyond. But happiness is not found outside of ourselves. So the belief that happiness will be found in the external conditions is not true. It's a false belief. A good example of this thinking would be as when you view or experience, here's my example, of two people living together in the same situation. One of them's happy and the other one is miserable, right? So our views of ourselves and where happiness comes from, are at odds with how things really are. And we're in need of realigning our views to our current reality, and to do that, we have to surrender to the desires and actions that gave birth to the current reality. We need to accept that change is possible with our new focused thoughts and images. During the meditation process, or better still, with hypnotherapy. And we need to accept that change is possible. Change is possible with our new focused thoughts and images during the process, as I just mentioned. To surrender does require a lot of effort. And why is that? Because it's tied to trust. Trust in your own personal power and that connection that you have to the creative source of which we came from. And we can use the word God if that makes you comfortable. The universe, source energy, whatever makes you comfortable. And to be able to let go and surrender our current reality, we first need to have our minds focused, calm, and then concentration is required to be able to notice the ways in which we presently don't accept our current circumstances and the ways we currently continue to hold on. There is considerable time most of us spend simply caught in distracted thinking and feelings and not focused on or paying attention to the delusion that the current state of being has us in. To develop the qualities of paying attention and noticing what's really happening in and around us, we must learn to cultivate mindfulness in our meditation practices, and also the powerful tool that I use, hypnotherapy. We surrender then our thoughts, and pay attention to our breathing, and surrendering to what is going on and only focused on your breathing allows the subconscious to do its work. Your breathing would be slow and deep, reaching the solar plexus area, which is your power center. It's your connection to the creative source. And in the following few statements I'm going to make, I want you to understand and know that meditation, as a way to shift your reality, is something that needs to be practiced, okay? There's some work involved. And also, the magic of hypnosis, hypnotherapy, in my own personal experiences and in my practice over the last 15 years now, I would say that it makes it easier, although some people come in and have the perception that they don't have to do any work, any work at all. Well, that's not true. But there is magic in hypnotherapy and meditation practiced properly when you learn to surrender to these modalities. And please know, to shift your reality, that change is not always comfortable. However, it always delivers its rewards. So, there can and most likely be long periods of wanting. And I'm sure most of you have experienced that. I know I have, as I go from one level to the next, and even I don't care for it, but it's either that or you remain where you are, and if where you are is no longer serves you, then you can't give up, right? You don't give up. So it can take some time to let go of the old habits of thinking, the old paradigms that hold us back. But then suddenly, as you remain committed to the shift that takes place in your reality, and the old ways magically diminish. And they will. Just know that sometimes we can lay our burdens down. Burdens that, when you go through the process, say, of hypnotherapy, or even someone who's been practicing meditation correctly, can bring these bouts of aha moments or awareness. Excuse me, there'll be burdens coming to the surface mind that you didn't even realize you had. But you become free. And where happiness comes from is in the accepting of impermanence. And that doesn't mean that you have to stay in the current reality where you're not happy, or you're trying to pretend that you're happy. You have to surrender, and it does require effort. Again, that effort is tied to trust. Trusting in your own personal power and the connection that you have or will create with source energy. Letting go and surrendering to the current reality, you need to free your mind, but it also requires focus, once again, and calm and concentration. And then we notice the ways in which we presently don't accept our current circumstances. And we see the ways that we currently continue to hold on to situations and people and places and things that no longer serve us, if they ever did. I hope this was helpful. I appreciate you listening, and any questions or comments, feel free to leave them below, and I will answer all of them in due time. For now, everyone, take good care of yourselves. See you on the next one.